Once upon a time, in Mount Kisco, New York, lived someone we used to know as Bruce Jenner, but we all know today as Caitlyn Jenner. But who is Caitlyn Jenner? What was her early career? What was her early career? And what are all the influential factors behind her fame? What about her early life, education, and marriages? How did she manage to become a gold medalist and an Olympic Games record breaker? How did she become a celebrity, spokesperson, and TV personality? What are some of her achievements in life? How does she also get so much media attention? And what was the reason behind her gender transition? And most importantly of all, what was her life like before fame? It's time for me to answer all these questions and more, since this is ASMR. Aaron, back at it again with another daily video to help you relax. So lay back and enjoy the ride. I hope this read helps you get you through your day, or even better, I hope this read helps you gently fall asleep. I can't wait to get started. This is the tale of Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner is a renowned American television personality and a former great athlete who retired with an Olympic gold medal before she incurred an injury on her. Caitlyn Jenner was a college footballer for Graceland Yellow Jackets. Caitlyn Marie Jenner was initially born William Bruce Jenner before transition on October 28, 1949, within Mount Kisco, New York. He was one of the most loved athletes during the 1970 era. At a younger age, he struggled in school because of dyslexia. This did not deter him from achieving his dream, as he was good at sports. He used to play football while in school, but got an injury that tried to shatter his dreams. But he overcame it by switching to track and field events in which she excelled. Caitlyn Jenner's coach suggested that she focus on Olympic decathlon. She was third in the 1972 Olympic trials and positioned 10th during the Munich Games. When she participated in the 1976 Summer Olympics held in Montreal, she not only won gold medal, but broke the world record. This was done uniquely when she scored 8,634 points in the decathlon. She and her family featured in a reality TV show known as Keeping Up With The Kardashians. In great amazement to many, Jenner starred in the Diane Sawyer interview and announced that she is transgender. She identified herself as female by the name Caitlyn in June 2015 on Twitter. Jenner's early career. Jenner undertook the 1972 USA Olympic trials held in Eugene, Oregon. She came in 5th position for the men's decathlon. This was the final event, and she came after Steve Goh and Andrew Peets. She eventually qualified for the 1,500-meter men event. She did this in the last lap, which was just 22 seconds in front of her competitors. The determination she had during this event raised eyebrows to many, and much was inquired of her. During the 1972 Summer Olympics, which took place in Munich, Jenner managed to finish in the 10th position. Mykola Avilov won the event, and this inspired Jenner. He carried the American flag high in 1974 in the men's decathlon event. This made her feature on the Track and Field News magazine cover, the August 1974 issue. She also became champion of the French National Championship before grabbing the gold medal in 1975 Pan American Games. The Pan American Games saw her reach for 8,045 points, and later on a new record was set when she earned 8,524 points. This was during the August 9 to 10, 1975 USA-USSR Poland triangular that happened in Eugene, Oregon. She broke a record that had been previously set by Avilov. In all the participants, she was involved in decathlons between 1973 and 1976. She only managed a single loss, which happened in 1975 at the AAU National Championships. Her score interfered with no height in the pole. During the 1976 Olympic Games that were held in Montreal, Jenner was able to hit 5 personal achievements. This was one of the first day event of the men's decathlon. He managed to come in second position just after the West German competitor Guido Kretzmer. The 110-meter hurdles event saw her teammate Fred Dixon sustain an injury. This made Jenner take many cautions during the event. Jenner performed well in the pole vault and javelin. At this point, a win was very much imminent, and what was remaining was how to improve the world record. The final event of the 1,500 meters was well decorated by Jenner, who overcame the best sprinter of the time, Leonid Litvinenko of Soviets. She got a bar of gold and achieved a new record. She had to start intense training immediately, and she can attest that she began to give it a very day at midnight. She ran through Munich streets just for the love of the game. She took an intense training that lasted between 6 and 8 hours every day. She did this through 1976 games for the full year. After disappointing in the previous event, Jenner was at it again in 1976. This was in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, during the Summer Olympic Games. During the events, her efforts paid off and managed to win a gold medal. During the 1970 era, Olympic athletes were regarded as amateurs. This meant that there was no chance for them to seek sports celebrity positions to get payments. In 1972, during the Cold War, the Soviet athletes had grabbed 3 major Olympic titles, which the favorite and most won titles by the USA for a very long time. The Soviet athletes by then had become professionals, rendering the US athletes amateurs. Jenner brought back the American glory by winning the title. After winning the title, Jenner reiterated that the success happened to the right person at the right time and the right place. According to Tony Kornheiser, the writer of the New York Times, it was hard to break down the heroism of Jenner. After being successful in the Olympics, Jenner decided to cash in on any celebrity status that would go up for a gold title, just like Johnny Weissmuller or Sandra Haney. These had featured in movies and become superstars after they become gold medalists. During this decision, there were about 4 years before the next Olympic Games were held. This was enough time to capitalize on the opportunity. According to George Wallach, the agent to Jenner, Jenner had been considered to take the role of Superman, according to Wallach, but the part was taken over by Kris Reeve. During the first 2 days, Wallach claimed that they had received several offers. On August 9, 1976, Jenner featured on Sports Illustrated issue of the month and year. Jenner also appeared on the Gentleman's Quarterly February 1972 issue, as well as on the Playgirl magazine cover. Jenner also was a spokesperson at Tropicana, Buster Brown, and Minolta. Besides, Jenner was chosen by Kansas City Kings at 139th position, round 7 of the 1977 NBA draft. This was achieved despite not participating in basketball competitions since leaving high school. The publicity stunt was executed by Joe Axelson, who was the general manager, team president. The purpose of this was a way of mocking the Kansas City Chief, who had an annual selection of the best athlete that was available in the National Football League draft. In the selection, Jenner was given a customized jersey that had number 8618. This represented the winning score of the Olympic gold medal record. This was, however, did not see Jenner participate actively as a player with the Kings. In the post-Olympic career, Jenner became Wheaties spokesperson for the breakfast cereal brand. Jenner's photograph was also featured on the cereal box cover. Ever since he became the Olympian champion, Jenner succeeded as the second best athlete who appeared as a spokesperson for the brand. Jenner had taken over from Bob Richards, but later on was replaced by Mary Lou Retton in 1984. Jenner was involved in a scandal in 1977 that resulted in charges. The charges had been filed by Joseph Freitas, the District Attorney General of San Francisco. The claims implied that General Mills, the name behind Wheaties breakfast cereal, had a deceptive advertisement which involved Jenner. Jenner appeared before the District Attorney General in San Francisco on November 22, 1977 to refuse the charges. The advertisement claims were as a result of Jenner's love of Wheaties cereal, which she took for breakfast for at least 2 or 3 times every week. This was, however, viewed as deceptive advertisement. The suit was eventually withdrawn by Freitas 2 days later as an enthusiastic case labeled against his staff. In 2015, Jenner had announced that she was a trans woman. However, Jenner continued to be given the required respect as part of Team Wheaties. This was a statement issued by General Mills. The initial report had met a negative response, and Mike Stamenus, who was the relations manager of General Mills brand, confirmed that Jenner had continued to enjoy deserved respect as part of the Wheaties team. Between late 1970s and early 2000, Jenner was involved in many television series and featured in several TV movies. His big debut was in 1980 when he featured in Can't Stop the Music, notorious flop comedy. Jenner also starred in the dramatic film Original Intent, together with Martin Sheen and Kris Kristofferson. The film went to DVD and its release was in 1992. Jenner was very successful in the TV industry career, whereby he featured in TV movies like The Golden Moment, which is an Olympic love story, as well as Gambling White Tiger, which premiered in 1981. Jenner was a semi-regular cast star in The Chips, a police series, and featured as a co-star as Office Steve McLeish. He appeared in 6 episodes, a role that was meant for Eric Estrada. Jenner has appeared as herself on several game shows as well as TV reality shows and series as herself. She featured with then-wife Kris Jenner, their children Kylie and Kendall Jenner. Also partnered with stepchildren Kim, Courtney, Robert, and Khloe Kardashian. This was in the reality series TV show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Besides appearing in TV shows, games, and movie series, Jenner has been a motivational speaker for the longest time, a TV sports commentator, as well as an author. All these have been achieved since she stopped participating actively in sports. Jenner is the leader of Bruce Jenner Aviation firm that deals with the selling of aircraft to corporations as well as to executives. Another achievement that has made her famous is writing several books like Decathlon Challenge. She stated that mental ability is what she values a lot as opposed to physical strength. She was also the business development vice president of GennerNet. This was a software application staffing industry and it focused on Lotus Domino technology. Motorsport was Jenner's shortest career in the IMSA Camel GT series, which was in the 1980s. She achieved her first victory in 1986 when she took 12 hours of severing in the IMSA GTO class. In February 2015, there was many speculations about Jenner's gradual physical appearance. She, however, appeared in a TV interview exclusively conducted with Diane Sawyer on 2020 in April 2015. Jenner said that she had suffered gender dysmorphia ever since she was young, and now she was a woman. Jenner had, in many years, cross-dressed, and she went through hormone replacement therapy. When Jenner and Kris Kardashian became more romantic, she stopped, and the two got married in 1991. Jenner's mother claimed that she was very proud of Jenner for coming up with open about her gender transition identity. This Associated Press interviewed Jenner's mother, and the same supportive sentiments were echoed by other family members who made it publicly. On June 1st, 2015, she declared on Twitter that she was now a female and changed her name to Caitlyn. She was now happy that she had overcome the struggle and was longing for people to recognize her new identity. There was a release of Vanity Fair July 2015 cover shot which featured the rebranding of Jenner as Caitlyn. Annie Leibovitz was behind the photography, and Jenner reiterated that the shooting was all about her life and personality. She also stated that she didn't do it because of fun or to get applauded by people, but it was all about her life. She has undergone several cosmetic surgeries, and her latest was a final sex reassignment surgery, which was performed in January 2017. Jenner declared publicly on media about the change of her name and image in June 2015. This was when she began using feminine pronouns of describing herself. A remaining ceremony was conducted in July 2015, where she officially started using the name Caitlyn Jenner. Jenner has lived a very controversial life, especially the family part. Jenner was initially born William Bruce Jenner on October 28, 1949. However, things transpired in his life, and he announced becoming a female and changed the name to Caitlyn Marie. Before he publicly declared a gender transition, Jenner was through a series of 3 marriages. Initially known as William Bruce Jenner, he was married to Christy Scott, who was her first wife. This was between 1972 and 1981, and they sired 2 children, namely Burt Jenner as their firstborn son, and later Cassandra, aka Casey Marino, as their first daughter. The 2 filed a divorce and was finalized by the beginning of 1981. The fatal car accident. Jenner had a fatal multiple vehicle accident in February 2015. The deadly vehicle collision happened on the highway of Pacific Coast, Malibu, California. Jenner's SUV had run into Kim Howe's car, and Howe was killed. Kim Howe was an animal rights activist and actress. Howe's stepchildren and drivers were involved in the fatal collision, filed 3 civil lawsuits labeled against Jenner. The case involving Howe's stepchildren was involved in January 2016, although there was no disclosure of financial details involved in solving the case. From a village child who was raised in the suburbs of Mount Kisco, New York, Jenner suffered gender dysmorphia while she was young and dealt with it for many years. She managed to become the most decorated athlete during the 1970s era. From someone who suffered with dyslexia and difficulty in school at a tender age, to the most celebrated athlete in the world, who broke the world record, and a celebrity who knows what the future holds for her. Jenner might end up holding the most powerful position in the world. Who knows what life will give her, and time will tell us as we watch her progress from step to step. We can only wish her to live happily ever after.